Welcome back. We've got Marcia Dick from the City of Kamloops joining us, Solid Waste Services Analyst with the City, and we welcome you back to the show, Marcia.
Great to be here, as always.
So today, I'm going to take part of your title that says Analyst and to put that towards today's segment really out to the forefront, because we are talking numbers on the show with you today, which we don't always do, but I think it's important to remind people about the stats when it comes to waste management. Today you're going to share some data. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're going to share?
So I thought it'd be interesting. We just got all our numbers sort of solidified, and for those people that are like me that really like to see like how are we performing, and some of the metrics that we use to see how much material we're landfilling, how much we're recycling, and how that's changed over the last 4 years. So have some
you've run the numbers, you have the numbers now, and so this is from 2015 to 2018, and talking specifically about waste and diversion, right?
Yeah, so this is how much material we've landfilled and diverted from 2015 to 2018.
Okay.
And so there is a big jump from 2015 to 16, but that wasn't, that was because we purchased the Owl Road landfill, and we never knew how much was going into that landfill before then, so those numbers weren't reported. But then, so from 2016, you can see there's an increase in landfill numbers.
It's a steady increase, isn't it, there?
And this year, in 2018, we kind of tapered off a bit, so so that's what we've buried. This is our waste per capita, so how many kilograms per person we bury.
Okay.
And we're trying to get that number down. That's our sort of that's the number that we use to gauge like how we're doing.
How we're actually doing. Okay.
Yeah, so it's how many kilograms per person, and
694 for 2018.
694, and it's pretty stabilized, so we were going up and then we stabilized, so that's a good sign.
Okay.
This is how much material we're diverting through collection, yard waste, and recycling at the landfill. So you can see the numbers. We've done really well at our landfill diversion.
Yes.
With the Owl Road landfill, we call it now the Kamloops Resource Recovery Center, so we're really pushing diversion of construction waste there, and you can see that number is growing because of our increased diversion of construction waste.
What are your thoughts on the city recycling collection there?
You can see that there was a drop-off in 2017. That's when we signed on to Recycle BC. And so we took plastic bags and glass out of our curbside mix. And we also started to really try to reduce our contamination. So some of that material that dropped came from less garbage and textiles going into our recycling, as well as less glass and plastic bags. So that was a good thing. And then in 2018, there was like a crisis in the recycling markets. And that really affected our commercial recycling, our cardboard and our depots that we have. The quality of recycling was like we had to landfill a lot of that material because just the quality wasn't good enough for the processor to accept. So that was just sort of a snapshot of those numbers.
So you really, at least you know why, though. That's interesting that you have figured out why.
You know, they're correlated to like events, and it's like, I think that's why. Like, we can't say for sure, but
that's part of it. I mean, it was kind of at the same time as all of those things were happening. Okay, so we have a couple of more graphs. Let's just
these are fun. So this is our Wastewise App stats. We bought an app, as you know, we've been pushing it quite a bit, and you can see how many materials. So the orange bar is how many materials are searched every month, and it's like people are really using it, and it's really exciting.
Yay us!
And then the blue line is how many homes with reminders, and there's always a really big jump around Christmas time when they have like 3 stats and your garbage collection days
really
changed.
Confused. You really need that app.
And then the gray line is our games, like how many people play the game. So and then the next slide is just the cumulative totals for this. So you can see that there's been like almost 35,000 materials searched in the app.
I'm so impressed. That's great.
So people are really, and it's really fun because people suggest materials all the time. And and we're up to about almost 20% of households are now downloaded and using the app. So
really?
Yeah, it's really good. So people love it, and
so that was
and
that's relatively new still. So that's a pretty good indication as to how we're doing in such a short period of time.
Yeah, people are. You know, it's a great tool, and you know, once somebody finds out about it, it's like, oh yeah, like this is very helpful. I didn't know you could. You know, it has a lot of answers.
Because you do have so many questions. Anyway, that's great.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah,
all right.
As fun as numbers are.
You know what? It really gives us an idea, and you know, it's a visual on whether we need to do better or we're doing okay.
And we're trending, I think, in the right direction.
Okay,
I think.
Good.
So. Yeah.
We're staying positive. Thanks, Marcia.
Thanks, Tara.
Appreciate your time. For more information, there it is on the bottom of the screen.